Welcome back to another Friday with Dan. Just a little space each week where I slow down, reflect, and talk about what's been on my mind. And today's a fun one because it's Friday the 13th. Now, I'm not going to say anything weird is necessarily going to happen, but I'm also not saying that something weird is going to happen. There's just something about this day that feels a little off in the best way. A little spooky, a little superstitious, a little maybe I shouldn't walk under a ladder today. And what's funny is Friday the 13th didn't actually start out as a cursed day or about horror movies or anything like that. A lot of the superstition actually came from different places blending together over time. So 13 has always been considered an unlucky number in several cultures, partly because 12 was seen as the perfect number. 12 months in the calendar, 12 zodiac signs, 12 hours on the clock. So 13 always kind of felt like the odd one out. And Fridays had their own weird reputation in medieval Europe. People avoided traveling, avoided starting new projects, and even avoided making big decisions. So when you put an unlucky number like 13 on top of an unlucky day like Friday, humans did what humans do. We made a story out of it, and we gave it personality. So honestly, beyond all of the spooky Friday the 13th stuff, I just have a really good weekend coming up. I'm very excited. My friend Oscar and his wife Ivy's daughter, little Merritt, is having her first birthday party tomorrow. So I'm super excited to go there. First birthdays are pretty funny. It's almost like it's more about the parents than it is about the kid. But there's just this tiny little human who has changed so many lives and they don't even realize it. And so I'm also really excited to see their older son, Wells. The kid cracks me up every time. He's a super bright kid, and it, I just really love their family. And yeah, just one of those families that really fills your cup. So after that, I get to watch my little sister coach the Kearney High women's basketball team, go Bearcats, against Millard West. It should be a very competitive game. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I've said this before, and I'll keep saying it. I'm just so proud of my sister, not just for her coaching, but for the work she does every day as a speech pathologist at Kearney High. She shows up for those students in a way that's patient, thoughtful, and honestly, just pretty inspiring. It's one thing to love someone because they're family, but it's another thing to admire them in a way that moves the world. And so I just admire my sister very much. And as I said, go Bearcats. And then on Sunday, we've got the Daytona 500, baby. So I'm pumped about that. And what's really actually really cool this year is NASCAR introduced some new safety features to help keep the cars on the ground during high-speed spins to keep them, from, tumbling and doing those just scary barrel rolls that you've seen probably on highlight tapes. But I saw it in action last night during the duels, and the new technology worked perfectly. Bubba Wallace had a huge spin, and you could almost see the car try to get off the ground. But that new technology, those new flaps that they implemented, stopped that from happening. So that's really important because no one wants to see crashes like that. So, and since we're talking racing, who are you all rolling with this year? Are you sticking with a perennial favorite like Denny Hamlin or William Byron? Or maybe you're pulling for a dark horse, someone like Casey Mears, who got into the 500 literally by the skin of his teeth. Or maybe it's the pole sitter, Kyle Busch. Will he get his first 500 victory after 20 tries? I'm just curious to see who you guys have got circled. And it's Olympic time. So we've got to talk a little Winter Olympics. And I'm going to specifically talk about the women's snowboarding halfpipe final. We have Chloe Kim, who's been the queen of women's half pipe for, geez, probably 8 years now. And she ended up taking silver. There was I was going to say woman, but she's only 17. Her name is Gaon Choi from South Korea. And she threw down a 90.25 on her final run to take gold. And what makes that moment even more special is that Chloe Kim wasn't just another competitor to Gon, she was her idol growing up. So imagine that. You land the run of your life. You win Olympic gold at 17, and the person you've looked up to for years is the first one to hug you, to celebrate you. That's not irony. That's grace meeting gratitude. That's sportsmanship. That's character. And that's the kind of thing that sticks with you way longer than any medal will. So, as I wrap up today, I keep coming back to this quote that's been sitting with me. Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. This whole week really has been a reminder of that. Watching Gaon Choi win gold, seeing Chloe Kim, her actual idol, hug her with genuine joy. That's what being yourself looks like. That's humility. That's confidence. Someone secure enough in who they are that they can celebrate someone else's moment. Grace meeting gratitude. And honestly, that's the energy I want to carry into my own life. Because I'm a weird mix of things. I love NASCAR. I like watching Olympic figure skating. I play the Native American flute. I study Hebrew. I get emotional watching Olympic snowboarding. And the older I get, the more I realize that's not something to hide. That's something to live in with pride. So the people who matter don't want the polished version. They want the real one, the curious one, the passionate one, the one who feels things deeply and isn't afraid to say it. So if you're listening to this, here's your little Friday reminder. Be who you are, say what you feel, the right people will meet you there. And hey, it is Friday the 13th. So if something a little strange happens today, just roll with it. Maybe it's not bad luck. Maybe it's just the universe giving the day a little extra personality. So everyone have a great weekend. This has been the latest edition of Fridays with Dan, and we'll see you next time.